God damn it, I dumped out of a commercial for Grillo. Hold on for a minute, Grillo. Hold on. On the phone right now, formerly of the Howard Stern Show, Steve Grillo is in the on the phone lines right now.
Hey, me boy.
Yeah, Steve, hold on for a minute because I got to tell the people. By the way, this portion of the program brought to you by xsuit.com. That's xsuit.com, the most comfortable suit in the world. All you have to do is go to xsuit.com. That's the letter X, SUIT.com, and get your suit ready-made for you, made from space-age polymers, everything but aluminum. Ooh. I think is in this stuff. It's great stuff. Go to xsuit.com. Yep. Yes. On the phone, like I just said, Steve Grillo is in the Facebook Live suite, and he's on the phone. How are you, sir?
No, this is Fred the Elephant Boy. I'm calling from heaven.
You're calling from heaven?
Boy.
I didn't let you in.
Oh.
No, I did not die. I jumped in the body of Steve Grillo.
We have a clairvoyant on the program tonight. By the way, the best is that the other day, I was literally out of nowhere. It came up in my YouTube feed. Yeah. I was watching Steve Grillo as Gunga Din.
Oh, wow.
Grillo, do you remember when you had to dress up as Gunga Din for Howard, and he used to make you go...
every time something like that happens, it's always like I was out, until 4 o'clock in the morning at Scores, and I went directly into work. And they kind of knew that was a great time to fuck. Oh, can I say that?
Yeah, you can't. Don't say fuck.
No, don't say it.
You can say fuck. Okay. You can't say shit, cunt, twat. Don't say any of these words.
Otherwise, they fuck us all up, man.
Yeah, then they fuck us up, and then we get thrown off the fucking air.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Jesus fucking Christ, guys! Stop cursing.
Thank God I didn't fucking say that.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, man.
He hasn't learned anything from radio, Billy. Is all I'm saying.
He's fine.
Steve Grillo just had a potty mouth. Very low IQ. You got that got proved on the show. You got proven. He had to take a couple of tests on the show. They proved that they
didn't have a dyslexic ADD curve.
No.
It's fun.
Wait. So Grillo, let's just run over the test. Grillo took a naturalization test to see if he could be a citizen. He took
I passed bucket with flying colors.
There you go, man.
He took not an IQ. He took an IQ test when he got to Sirius. When they brought him in to do that for the Sirius one. But before that, there was another test. I forgot what the test was, but you won a free trip to Puerto Rico.
Ooh, nice.
If you did it. That was a spelling test? You couldn't spell for fucking shit.
There's a great story behind that because, I was up against Howard's daughter. She was probably like 12 years old at the time. And what they didn't know, you couldn't hear on the radio, which I could hear on my phone, is Allison Stern was giving her all the answers. So which I heard, and Howard looked at me and was just he waved it off like just let it go. But my favorite story after
just let my kid cheat
on losing that. No, they totally cheated, which was fine because I can't spell.
No,
I walked past Mel Karmazin's office, and he goes, "Grillo, get in here, shut the door." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "I got to tell you something. And if you ever repeat it, you'll never be allowed in this building again." I go, "What?" He goes, "I can't spell either." Now get the fuck out.
Imagine having a last name like Karmazin, and you can't spell.
That's very common.
A lot of people can't spell.
Well, Joe on our show is dyslexic.
Dyslexic, I say.
Yeah, he can. So let's give Joe and Grillo a word. And see who spells it right.
Bumper. You ever seen somebody's text
we all have
messages?
cheats. We all have cheats.
What do you mean?
I'm much better now because of the phone. You get spell correct everywhere, so it's kind of like
Grillo, don't fucking type on your shit. Like you have to do it. You have to be.
How about this?
You got to be real.
I'll give a word, and someone else gives a word, and we got to try to spell each other's word.
All right, so you give Joe a word. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll take a word.
Okay, my first word is ukulele.
Joe, ukulele.
Oh, wonderful.
Go ahead.
UKALAI. How wrong am I?
You got the U right. I think after that you fuck up. All right, Joe, give
UKULELE.
All right. You know what's even worse? None of us in the room can spell well.
Really?
So everyone's like, yeah, that's right, Grillo. Good job.
Ukulele.
All right, so Grillo gets a fucking point.
Ukulele. Yeah.
All right, so what do you got for him, Joe?
Yeah, literally, this is like the Special Olympics.
I gotta have a word that I know how to spell, though, right?
Yeah, well, give him a word.
Okay.
We'll double check it. Just give him a word.
I will. Vacation.
Vacation, Grillo. Vacation.
VACATION.
Okay.
Billy, is he correct? Let's only go to Billy because Billy's spell checking.
He's right.
Way to type real slow.
He's one finger in it.
Yeah.
That's how I type.
Enough about him with his wife. What are you doing with the typing?
VACATION.
Grillo gets a point. That's 2 points, Joe, to your 0.
I'm getting killed here.
Yes. And remember, Grillo, his IQ wasn't that high.
Well, you know.
Just saying. You're getting beat by half.
And I just came from the bar.
Yeah, and he's probably half in the bag. Just saying.
Give me an easy one, Grill.
All right, Grillo, give him another word.
I want an easy one.
Okay.
Don't give me none of that shit,
all right.
big words. Ukulele my ass.
Give him ukulele my ass would be a good word.
How about this? Island.
Island, Joe.
Oh, I-S. I know this. I live on Staten Island.
Go ahead.
I-S-L-A-N-D.
Point for Joseph.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, pal.
All right, so Grillo, that one's yours. You get suck my dick, pal. Go ahead.
No, I got a word for you. Quotation.
Quotation. Now, this is where Grillo crashes and burns.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here we go.
Q-U.
Good job.
Q-U-O. Hold on. Okay, quote. Q-U-O-A. Q-U-O-T-A-T-I-O-N.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, so we got 3-1 now.
He's using spell check. I don't want to hear this shit. He's cheating.
He's cheating?
He's too smart for me.
He's too smart. Joe, do you fucking concede?
Right.
And Steve Grillo now is the spelling bee champion?
I would think so, yeah.
Wait, hold on. I got one more word.
All right, let's see.
Ticonderoga.
Make it easy.
What is it?
We're going to hard shit words.
Ticonderoga.
All right, Joe, it's Ticonderoga, and if you get it right, you automatically beat Steve Grillo.
Oh, Ticonderoga. Okay.
Yeah.
Ticonderoga.
Well, Eddie, you know the trick is I have 2 New York tattooed on my penis. When it gets hard, it says Ticonderoga.
I got Oklahoma City. Right now it just says okay. Go ahead, Joe. This is for all the marbles.
Okay. Ticonderoga.
Like the pencil. Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga.
Billy, what are you trying to cheat?
He's like air writing.
Yeah, he's like giving an E.
Oh, geez,
Asshole giving an E.
I wasn't watching, Bill.
After the D should have been an E. Right, he's letting them know you fucked up already.
Well, let me tell you, after the D is always an E. Because after I give the D, I go eat. That's an E.
That's a hard fucking word, man.
It is. Well, that's
Buy a
what,
pencil.
What's the shear? At least he didn't give you that one.
Oh.
Mark.
Westchester sauce.
Yeah,
exactly. You can't say it, let alone spell it.
Wash your sister sauce.
Yeah.
By the way,
Bisexual
Mark is in the Facebook Live suite. I'm smart. I'm not dumb. Why was I passed over?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. All right, so we understand that Steve Grillo just beat Joe.
He did, yeah.
Good job. You beat a dyslexic guy. Thanks, Steve.
Some accomplishment.
All right, so Steve.
Got to start somewhere.
Now, by the way, I'd like to point out Steve Grillo, an actual fan of the program, who I was trying to get Steve on a bunch of times, and then Steve was like, actually, he would listen, and he's like, yeah, I want to do something with you, and blah, 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 blah. So, first time ever that we actually have Steve Grillo on the phone on the show, which is nice.
Well, the thing is, Eddie, I live a couple blocks away.
Really? Where do you live?
Where do you live?
I'm on 51st and 9th right now. I could be over there in like 6 minutes.
You do realize we're not in the Sirius XM building, right?
Oh, no wonder why the connection sounds like shit.
Yeah.
That's where the dyslexics come.
Wait, now, Grillo, here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. Meet us in the lobby. Just start banging on the door.
The same club is a little...
Yeah.
It's the same shack as the He-Man's Woman Haters Club.
Exactly. Yeah. Just give the password. The password is foreskin.
No. The password is the high sign. Give him the high sign.
Yeah.
That's right.
Password is Ticonderoga.
The password is Ticonderoga. That was actually funny, Joe. Here you go, a point.
Point for Joe.
Yeah. Even though you failed the spelling test, Joe, you get a point. So, Grillo, what are you up to in life? What's going on with you since you've...
Well, you know what? I lost the studio where I was doing my podcast.
Yeah.
And I just really thought like it kind of cheapened it when everybody was doing it at home. They were supposed to build out a new studio, and I was kind of waiting for that. But in between that, I actually got in Local 52, the grip union. I was loving it. I've been working. I've been making like crazy money and working. Like I worked all last year, like 6 days a week. It was great.
But isn't that
stupid writers?
Right.
Yeah, but isn't that what you
strike,
wanted? But, I know this, but let's backtrack for a second, because isn't this what Howard told you to do? Work something behind the scenes of movies?
No. There's a lot of things that Howard likes to say that were completely bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I did get after 9/11. Before 9/11, I was doing great. I was working on The Sopranos as JJ stand-in.
Yeah.
I was working in all the major nightclubs. I had a pile of cash on my dresser. I had
and then Steve Grillo joined Al Qaeda, and everything went to shit after 9/11.
But after 9/11, everything went to shit. So I got an application to go into the Local 3 electrical union, and they're like, "Oh, just donate 6 years of your life, and you can get your card." And it was like the worst experience I ever had. I was like 6 years. I got to like 4 years. I'm like, if I stay another 2 years, I'm going to be dead or in jail because I'm never going to want to stay here working with these people that long. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in my blood to do that. It's not the entertainment industry. That's where I felt the most comfortable, working on movie sets and shit. Sure. So it wasn't until after the pandemic with one of my buddies from The Sopranos, who's one of the big key grips in the business, who went to Boardwalk Empire and stuff like that. He always looked after me. And he was like, I took an OSHA course, and he got me a job making crazy money being back on movie sets, and I loved it. And I was doing that for the past year and a half, and making crazy money and living the best life ever. And now this writer's strike has basically kicked me to the curb.
So what exactly does a grip do?
Yeah, because many people have no idea.
So here's the deal. Grips. So if you've ever been on a movie set, you see there's lights, right? You ever see the big flags that direct the light?
Yeah.
Correct.
We direct the light. We direct light, and we also build sets. And we also rig lights, and we rig things. So there's three different departments. There's the rigging, there's construction, and there's the shooting. So you need to be efficient at all three, and I am now after the year and a half.
Well, look at you.
And I love doing it. Love it.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on porn sets. I don't think I've ever been on real movie sets. But they have grips, too.
No, porn sets. They're using the fluffers gripping your cock before you shoot.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what I thought was the key grip. You see, I thought that was what that was.
Yeah.
But it turns out I was wrong.
We're in charge of directing the light, we're in charge of building the sets, and we're in charge of rigging the lights.
So where the fuck does the word grip come in, though? If you're directing lights, shouldn't you be lighting directors?
Because you want to know why? We grip, we move things with our hands all day long.
Right.
So do I.
We grip everything.
So wait, I'm a grip?
Then you got to get out of your bathroom first.
Yeah, well, I grab the toilet paper, I grab the fucking faucet, I grab a lot of things.
He'd rather be a gaffer.
Yeah, you grab your phone and you grab your
I grab my cock, I grab everything. But see, gaffers, at least by the way...
That's why I keep getting slapped.
Yeah, I do grab tits, but come on, I give them $1. The point that Billy was just making about the gaffers, at least gaffers have tape. They have something named after them. Gaffers tape.
Gaffers are in charge of the electric.
Yeah.
Gaffers are in charge of the lights.
Yeah, like I knew what they
they're in
did.
charge of running the electric to the lights and then they're hanging the lights. We rig all the equipment, and then they put the lights on the equipment we rig.
So you direct the light, they plug it in.
They supply the electricity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Gaffer and electric are one thing. Gaffer is the light designer. Electric and gaffer are together. Like the electric truck has the gaffer's the head electric.
I just like hearing Grillo keep saying gaffer, 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 gaffer.
What's the key grip? The key.
It's a great name.
Yes. Is the key grip the head gripper?
No, the key grip is the head grip.
So he's the head grip.
He's the big grip.
Yeah, don't look at me. You want the head grip.
The key grip.
Yeah, exactly.
All he knows you make a lot of money doing that shit.
So
If you're good, yes,
Yeah, you do.
So
Yeah,
you
you
a lot
do.
of money.
So now we're going to call him, instead of Steve Grillo, we're just going to call him Gripper. Gripper's on the phone, everybody.
Grillo the grip.
Grillo the Grip.
Yeah, I have a friend that drives the equipment to the movie sets.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But we make $90 an hour, and he home because after he drops the shit off, he go home.
Yeah.
And he making $90 a fucking hour sitting
no.
home, gripping his woman's titties.
That's why these movies cost $16 million.
Grippin's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tie them down, those titties, with gaffer's tape. So, I mean, everything in the movie business is cool.
I love being on movie sets.
Yeah, well,
my
that
first
was
movie set was Private Parts.
Well, that's the whole thing. Everyone remember, if you actually are a fan of the Howard Stern show when it was in his heyday, and you were a fan, you know Grillo was the kid that was trying to get. He was writing spec scripts for The Simpsons. He actually wrote a script for Mike Judge for Beavis and Butthead, and Mike Judge was in the fucking room.
I still have that. You know what? I still have that, right?
Yeah, well, he autographed it. I would frame the shit out of that. Didn't he autograph it and yell at you and say, "This joke is funny, this joke sucks"?
Yeah, he gave me. No, what? No. Yeah, this is how cool Mike Judge is. So he comes out of the studio, and Mike. When Howard asked me like 2 days before, he's like, "I love Mike Judge, I love Beavis and Butthead, but Mike Judge is like a boring guest." He goes, "You want to be a writer? Write me a Beavis and Butthead sketch, and I'll have him come on. He'll get annoyed because he, like, in one of the notes, like, it was like he does not want to discuss Beavis and Butthead. He doesn't want to do Beavis and Butthead. It's all about King of the Hill."
Yeah, because that was the new show at the time.
So I wrote this script, the night before, like I did any paper in high school, and apparently, I guess I did. It was pretty good. But Mike was so uncomfortable, like he got to the second. That's what Howard wanted. He wanted Mike to be uncomfortable,
Well, mission accomplished.
And, he was he was uncomfortable, and he kicked me out. And but it was the first time I got off the air, and I'm answering for Howard Stern show. Grillo, that was really good, man. That was fucked up. He kicked you out. I was like, the Howard Stern fans, they don't let you breathe.
No.
So everybody was complimentary. I was like, what? Howard Stern show, Grillo, that was fucked up. That could have been a Beavis and Butthead. So when I heard them hey, what's up, Brian? When I heard them endorsing me like that, I was like, wow. And then so when Mike Judge came out, he looked at me and I was like, I'm sorry, but could you sign my script? And he smirked and he wrote, Mike Judge, D-, which is every grade I ever got in high school. You know what I'm saying? Which I appreciated. If you would have gave me A+, I would have been like, D-, that's every grade I ever got. So years later, I was at Comic-Con and he was promoting Idiocracy. And I went up to him, and I have a picture. I have my Instagram. I'll send it to you, Eddie.
Yeah, please.
I saw him. I go, hey, Mike. I go, Mike, I don't remember me from Howard Stern. He goes, of course I remember you, Grillo. And I tested him. I go, yeah, you gave me a C-. He goes, no, Grillo, I gave you a D-. I was like, yes, I know that. He totally remembered.
Now, this is the thing about Grillo. He lived the life of lives because he was on the show when the show was fucking looked at with such reverence that everybody in it I can only imagine the titties and the life. Think about it, because all he had to say was, "I'm on the Howard Stern show," and before he got the word "show" out, they were going on Grillo's cock.
No, it wasn't like that, bro. It wasn't like that.
All right, so the men were going on Grillo's cock.
No, I got more fucking ass from doing Grandma Sylvia's Funeral, which was an off-Broadway play, than I did ever working on the Howard Stern show.
Wow.
I got more doing an off-Broadway play. It was an interactive play, and my character was sexually compulsive. I had to hit on every girl. So I used to have to hand out my fake card, and my name was Todd Grossman. But I put my real number on the back of the card, and I'd hand it out to every chick I thought was hot. And I'd get home and it'd be like, beep. Oh, I just met you at the play. I just met you at the play. I was like, dude, I got more ass from that play than I ever did in my entire life.
Just ruined the illusion.
Hey, great idea.
Yeah, totally. I would have done the same thing. Yeah.
That you get an A+ for.
I was playing a horny Jew. That's what
that was real hard.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
had to learn. I had to learn how to be, Jewish. I had to do Hamotzi, Baruch Atah, Eloheinu, Malach Shalom, Hamotzi, all that. It was like I had to learn Yiddish.
I don't speak German.
Yeah.
One of the things that was I have to ask you if it actually happened, since I actually have you on the fucking show. I want to know if it was real or fake. When you guys went to L.A.,
Okay.
When you guys went to L.A. for the private, they were promoting the movie in L.A.
Yeah.
And then you got stuck with the bill, and your bill was like $2,000 or some shit. I know that Stuttering John had the bigger bill because he had his wife there and people were parking in the and charging it.
He sent shit out for laundry.
Yeah.
So what happened was, I first of all, don't get me wrong, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, well, I got a mini bar, I got this and that, but we all. I was ordering, fucking room service and shit. But I didn't take it to, like, John's level. But what happened was, like, one day it was like we were all down at the pool, and everybody's drinking pina coladas. I'm on the phone calling, like, friends and family, like, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Like, it was like, it was crazy. But what happened was, the mistake I made was I fucking passed out. I fell asleep. And when I woke up, everybody was gone, and they were like, give it to Grillo. It was like an $800 bill.
Yeah, that was because that's why I was asking if it was real, because you got stuck with the bill.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, because I can remember this episode vividly. Because the best part, just a little side note, someone at Sirius the other day, they were talking over, like, the history of Howard Stern, and they bringing shit up, and I'm literally sitting at my desk going, that didn't happen. Let me tell you what happened. Because, like, to be where I am now, to do anything, that was my fucking course study, was to learn from Howard Stern and the show that came before and all that stuff. So I learned every facet of that. I know everything about Baba Booey, I know all that shit. So I had to learn all that shit. So that came up in the conversation. So now that I have Grillo on the fucking phone, I can ask if, number one, that was real. Yeah. Second off,
it was 100% real.
Yeah.
Don't pass out on the fucking
Well,
pool.
because that was the thing. Everybody got. What happened was Howard was going through the bills from the hotel, and he's going through all the bills.
Kathy Tobin. It was actually Kathy. It was Kathy.
Oh, it was
Tobin,
Kathy.
Actually,
Well, Kathy Tobin first. Yeah. Well, Kathy Tobin went through it first, but then she handed him off to Howard. Yeah. So
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
No. Okay. No.
No.
Thank you, guys.
Some guy was asking for gay sex, and he said no.
Right. Exit only.
I found this card for my girlfriend.
Not enough money.
Are you Steve Grossman? I'd like to fuck you. So anyway, so Kathy Tobin, who, by the way, was the Howard's secretary. Mm-hmm. Kathy Tobin.
No, she was the office. She was the office manager.
The office manager. Well, she worked directly for. Go ahead.
Well, she used to work for Channel 9.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when I first started, Channel 9 was at the end, and Howard was blowing up. And Gary, there was no way in hell Gary was able to handle the amount of shit that was going to happen. It was already happening. Gary was completely overwhelmed. I'm talking about
the bubble boom.
The office work, paperwork, interns. Yeah. That was kind of the reason why I got to stay, is because Gary didn't know anything about me getting credit at school. He was like, you show up every day, that's great, you can stay. I could have sued them for God knows how much because I didn't get paid for 5 years.
I know. You
know what I'm saying? Maybe more.
Well, that's why everyone said either Grillo is the smartest motherfucker in the world or he's the dumbest motherfucker in the world. Because you were...
when you're
Go ahead. I was going to defend you. Hold on. Because he is literally like, he got to see for free this is Howard Stern in the fucking heyday. This is when they're at K-Rock. Yeah. This is when the fucking show is booming. This is when during the private part, the movie's getting made, the book's coming out, the fucking everything. He's now, to use the term, even though we were talking about 9/11 before, he's ground zero right now for all this shit. So a lot of people were like, oh, well, Grillo's stupid, he didn't get paid, and blah, blah. He got paid in so many other ways, you fucking morons, that you don't even understand. He got paid. He got a free trip to fucking L.A.
Well, it was an $800
Well, no, he didn't have to pay. No, Paramount paid for that. Paramount paid for that. That was the whole... That was the crazy part of that whole story, because Stuttering John, he had a fucking astronomical bill. His bill was fucking crazy because he brought his wife,
no, he had
his
people,
baby.
He filled up the parking garage.
Yeah.
He was doing. He had the wife. They sent out the laundry like 3 times. Don't get me wrong. I was guilty of definitely having a good time, but it wasn't like they thought it was hysterical that I passed out at the bar, and then, you know, like I ordered pina coladas, we're ordering food, we're ordering this.
Yeah, because Paramount was paying for it. Yeah. Like, there's a difference between being, like, an asshole and fucking, like, somebody is, I mean, yes, Howard's angle was absolutely correct, because he did make everybody look like, yeah, somebody's paying for this, but it also makes Stern's group look like a bunch of fucking schnurrs. You know, like, they're taking all the shit.
Much like you know, most of the times you go in there, it's a very gentle game of spin the bottle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And the bottle was on me, and then Kathy Tobin got John's bill, and then all of a sudden the bottle spun to John.
Yeah,
and then I did the Irish goodbye right out the door.
Exactly.
Because it was like,
but that's because Stuttering John, who is a moron, and he still is a moron sometimes. He legitimately, like an ass, called out from work. So literally now they're calling him at home because he told everyone he was sick. So they're calling him at home, and now he has to defend this bill because no matter what, the bill was also $200 more than whatever the fuck number it was because they forced him to pay $200 towards it. Because he literally had an astronomical bill. Because like Grillo was saying, he had people parking in the garage and going, oh, just charge it to his room. So everybody would fucking come into charge it to John's room, charge it to John's room. So that brought the money up. Then he had the baby with him, so the baby would shit and piss on stuff. They would take that. They actually did laundry. They would do laundry. Who the fuck does laundry on vacation?
Did Paramount pay it?
Paramount had to pay it. Yeah, but you have to see it from... You're talking about Howard Stern at that time. Let's point out one of the biggest stars in the universe. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's got a movie with fucking Paramount. Yeah, so now when you have a movie studio on your first movie ever, all right, and they're fronting a bill, which, don't get me wrong, to them was probably a drop in the bucket. Mm-hmm. It's probably a pimple on the ass. It's probably nothing because they're fucking a global phenomenon. It's Paramount Pictures.
Yeah.
But to be... I understand his anger. I get his point. But John was the one that overdid it. Like, Grillo was just a moron who fell asleep. That's what Grillo did. He fell asleep, and they're like, hey, just charge it to fucking Grillo. Great, bye. And everyone ate, and everyone...
Yeah.
And,
that was John.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. They just charged it to...
They charged it to...
Yeah, they charged it to... Grillo had... Steve got a charge. He had a... I want to say your bill was like 1,000 something. Right? Where John's was like 2,000 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. If you think about it, okay, I went out there and produced a fucking show. I helped produce a show. Okay, we went out there. We did like 2 or 3 different remote radio shows. Like we did Billboard Live. We did fucking LAX.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? KLSX. Mm-hmm. You know, I was there literally producing segments and not getting paid a fucking dollar.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean by when you say that. Yeah.
Like they should have let me pay straight. Give me a $5,000 fine because if you would have paid a producer to do what I did, it would have cost them another fucking $7,000-8,000.
That's the point counterpoint thing because. A lot of, I've worked in this business for 20 plus years now. When I worked and I did shit for free as an intern, Jim Kerr himself, who I worked for when I worked at WAXQ, Q1043, New York's classic rock. When I went there and that's where I worked, and I worked on the morning show, they literally knew I was going to L.A. for something. You guys remember when we went to L.A. for Playboy Radio?
I do recall.
So we're going there, and he knows I'm going to fucking L.A. for Playboy Radio. He went down to his own ATM and pulled out, I'm not going to say how much, but a shitload of money that I didn't think I was going to have on me on my way to fucking L.A. because he knew that's what you do to an intern who's busting his ass for you. So they should have just patted Steve on the head. I know it made for good radio. Don't get me wrong, but patted him on the head and it's fine.
I got it. I got that.
Yeah. It made for good radio. It's wherever the fucking, like you said, the bottle landed on, and it was Grillo for a time, and then it was, of course, Stuttering John because his bill was through the fucking roof.
One was taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah, and then the other one was
taking advantage
of. Yeah.
So
Grillo was a rape victim in this scenario. He fell asleep and he got fucked. That's what happened.
I took it dry. I took it dry.
You took you raw dogged it.
But but that's the one thing my old man never understood because my old man's an old school Italian guy, fucking quiet, You know, they never listened to Howard, didn't understand. But so now he starts listening, and you know, I go through some shit like that on the air, and then you know, my dad would come home and be like, "Why did he have to do that? Why did he fucking say that? Why did he do this?" And I was like, "Dad, because you want to know why? Dad, it's not funny if he says good job."
Yeah, he says, "Good job, kid."
To 20 million, that's funny to 20 million people sitting in traffic, you know, that are stuck in traffic. It's funny to people in traffic telling me that I'm a fucking idiot, I'm stupid, and that I'm horrible, I'm going to get fired. That people are laughing at that. They're not laughing at the pat on the back.
No,
and what I don't understand is when he goes, "I'll be right back after these words," and he turns off the microphone, and he looks at me and goes, "That was fucking great."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's the one thing. Stern is the architect, and he wants the building to look the best. He's not going to use cheap materials on the building. He's going to go for the jugular and use the best shit he can get to make that building look amazing, and that's how he built his empire. So I mean, you gotta call a spade and say, "God damn it, you fucking are a genius." There's no way, two ways about it.
But Dad ain't gonna understand that.
No, Dad, of course, no one's gonna understand
it. It's his kid, and he ain't gonna understand.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I've seen motherfuckers literally lose their shit from the radio business. Like people that have had jobs, and they lose their shit, and they just like, "I'm done, fuck off, bye," and they'll just storm out because it happens. People can't get it.
The best analyzation is if 1996 Howard was around right now, he'd bitch slap 2023 Howard like Will Smith did to Chris Rock.
I want to keep my job at SiriusXM, but I'm going to say you might have a point. The point. By the way, speaking of classic stuff, I got to finish up with Grillo. I got to hang up on you in a second because then we got to go to commercial because we're way over now. One thing I want to say to everyone: if everyone don't know who the fuck Steve Grillo is, please go on YouTube and look up the old episodes of the Howard Stern Show and get Steve Grillo. When he had to pay he got charged for the Paramount bill. That's the hotel bill incident is a great one. Steve Grillo getting his head shaved live on the air is a great one.
Oh well, yeah,
Steve.
Oh, no, that was a life changing moment for me.
Yes, because he's a very vain child, and then when his hair had to go because he had a giant bald spot and he didn't like.
I also had those horrible fucking hair transplants that they fucking pressured me into fucking getting when I was 22 years old.
Yeah, they got him plugs and it didn't work. So there's a...
No, they worked. The guy was a crook.
Yeah, but they didn't work well, son. You were better bald. You look better now than you do then. Yes. So let's point that out.
You're such a peach. Thank you.
Oh, stop it. No, you. There's so many. Just look up Steve Grillo and the Howard Stern Show.
You know what the peach look like?
Yeah, it's fuzzy and juicy, just like me. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Steve Grillo just calling us. Just wanted to be a part of the show.
Just shoot the shit. Shit.
Yeah, no, you can also go to Grillo's AftershockXL on YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah, you know what? Do that.
One word. Grillo's AftershockXL on YouTube.
But can he spell it?
There and stuff like that.
But can Grillo spell that? No, he can't.
He doesn't have to.
Damn right. Grillo, thank you for being on the program, sir.
Yo, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. At any time, Eddie, you call me. I'm there.
All right, buddy.
All right, bro.
In case of emergency, we have Steve the Grip Grillo. Got it.
There you go. I love it.
All right, buddy.
All right,
bye. One hell of a... Let's see, that's a classic.
That's great.
That made me feel... That's like when Melrose Larry called in. That was very nice.